Can you see the oils?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, we're just having a little try here of videoing. I thought I'd do some interviews, have so many chats with people in my life, you know, with my body work and my crocheting and my oils, that I think it'd be really nice just to introduce you to people I know and get to know you. You can get to know me and I can get to know them, and you know, help to support each other, and I think it'll be interesting viewing.
Definitely reckon. Am I your first?
You're my first. So this is my friend and neighbour and mentor, beautiful John Croft. Lives just around the corner in Padbury here. This is my place that we're at the moment. So this is John, and I just invited him over this morning for a cuppa, but I haven't actually handed him a cuppa yet.
I haven't had a cuppa yet. That's fine. I actually don't need a cuppa. It's all good.
Oh dear. So my name's Julie Stolen. I don't know if I actually introduced myself, but I'm Julie Stolen, and I do traditional Hawaiian bodywork.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's special work, very special work. It's a somatic body work, so that, you know, the body holds all kinds of memories and pain and joy. You know, sometimes the pain can be the veil over the joy, and once you're massaged in a certain way, little trigger points. Sometimes the tears come and then the joy comes, you know. But people come for all kinds of reasons. And of course, I, for the last 5 years now, because my neighbour John introduced me to doTERRA oils. John, I'll start from the beginning, John. I have lived in Padbury, this suburb, for 30 years. 30 years. 30 years, married to a beautiful Norwegian man who doesn't like change. I would have been, you know, gypsying around Australia. I would have.
The Norwegian man who doesn't
like change. So there was this home being built in the area, and, you know, it came to pass that it was this beautiful place on a corner. And I had always had a feeling that I was going to know the people inside.
That was us.
Yeah, and so they finished this home with the big barley doors on the front and this gorgeous corner garden, all lush and green, even greener now.
We tend to stand out a bit, don't we?
Yeah.
It's like there's the tropical oasis place.
So I popped a handwritten, back in the day, I think it was about 12 years ago, a handwritten letter in the letterbox just saying, I've just felt that I wanted to say hello and welcome them to the neighbourhood. And I mean, they'd, you know, created this beautiful space. It was obviously beautifulness inside. So next thing, this was years ago, you know, I was just learning to use a computer. I received an email, because I popped my business card in with my phone number on, received an email.
Right.
And John and Noel, known then as the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
John's husband, Noel, he read my letter out at their meditation classes. So I thought, there we go, that's the connection. So that, lo and behold, I went along to meditation, and there's just been all kinds of adventures, hasn't there, since?
Yeah. Yep.
Since you moving to Padbury, little
We've
Padbury.
been there nearly 14 years now, so it would have been a few years. A few years after we built. Yep.
So
we have had lots of adventures.
Yeah, and then
more to come.
More to come.
Yes.
More to come. Exactly. So that was my connection with my darling John here, and of course, about 5 years after that, John and Noel introduced me and many others to the world of essential oils through doTERRA. My personal experience was through my teeth, and I think I've shared this with a lot of people, but I really suffered with awful gum disease. So gum disease is known by a lot of people, and people do get fearful of the gingivitis, but I had it full blown, and I was on antibiotics a lot. When I say a lot, it would have been at least 5 times a year, and I was depleted, and I was a real mess. I was a different person. I thought I was, when I think of myself now, this was 5 years ago, yeah. I felt old, I felt, always sick. So I was introduced to doTERRA oils, and I used the doTERRA On Guard first,
Yeah,
the On Guard oil.
blend. Yeah.
And I had an infection. I used to get really angry infections in my gums, not my teeth, but my gums became loose when I was pregnant with my kids. So it was on, all those years. They're nearly 30 now. So I used the oils, and the infection cleared within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Within 24 hours, and I would normally have to go off to the doctors to get onto antibiotics again, which would take 5 to 10 days, sometimes double scripts.
And sometimes wouldn't work at all.
And it would come back, and I was just unwell, really unwell. So clove oil proved itself to me. Of course, being a woman that likes to save dollars, I went down to the shop when I finished this, because I was like, wow, down to the local chemist, and I bought a $10 clove oil from the chemist, popped it on to see, to compare. I was, trying to find what was truth and real and for me and what wasn't. And this clove oil from the chemist didn't touch it.
Absolutely not.
It didn't touch it. So I knew that the purity was there. And you know what? Also, John, I'll tell you, when I was hearing about the oils and the boys started presenting their oils through their cacao classes, which is another story. Did you bring your book? No.
No, I didn't.
No, it doesn't matter. Never mind.
No.
So I remember feeling, because I believe that you feel what's right for you. You feel it. There's a certain integrity or a certain vibration, and you can really trust it. I think I see a lot of people in their mental states trying to work it out for themselves, but there's a trust in your own body and your own heart that you feel it more than think about it. So that's a big thing, and that's something that I always try and introduce my clients to as well. People, new clients that are on my massage table, that to feel the body, feel the breath. So I felt the truth in these people and the product of doTERRA. I really did, and it's proved itself to me. I can't even imagine my life without popping on my diffuser in the mornings, and because I'm well now.
I know, right?
I'm well.
I'm the same. We can't imagine what it's like without them as well.
Without them.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, so that's that. That's, we've gone into the oils. But I've got John here. I wanted to just, John's written a book. He was a cacao addict, a cacao lover and cacao preparer of beautiful chocolates, and he did mornings on Friday.
Still do.
Still do.
Yep.
Still do.
Yep.
Yeah, the cacao mornings, of course. And but I wanted to find out. I know your story with the oils, and not everyone does, and I think a lot of my friends, clients, and Facebook people have maybe heard about John. But I wanted to find out what you did before doTERRA. Who were you then?
Gosh, okay. My background is mainly disability, so I've always, I think I was about 18, actually I was early, I was 17. I got a job at Radio Lollipop in Princess Margaret Hospital,
yes.
working as a volunteer on different wards, and I kind of had this inherent interest in disabilities, and I could see the injustice that the disability groups would kind of encounter a lot, so I really wanted to kind of do what I could to bring that justice back and sort of be their voice, basically. So I, from the age of about 18 all the way through until probably 6 years ago when we started with doTERRA, I was working in some way, shape or form within the disability arena. So the very latest stuff just before the oils came in, and I was incorporating a little bit into that too, was actually, I'm a musician too, so I sing and I play the ukulele and native flute and do a few other different cool instruments. So I thought, well, I've got this love for music and I've got this love for disability, why don't I weave them together? So I heard the two words music therapy in some circles, and I was like, oh, that really speaks to me, like, the truth you were mentioning before, that to me was this truth of like, well, wow, why don't I fuse the two of my passions into something that I can do and something I can share? So for 5 years I actually did that very thing. I went around to centres and to schools, and I actually developed my own program that was using percussion and African drumming and singing and movement, but I was actually teaching the kids and adults skills while I was using the instruments, if that makes sense. So it wasn't just a music session, it was actually a learning session as well. And I would subtly use the oils in there too, like, you know, diffusing in the room to soothe the mood and, you know, to stop the outbursts and help with the behaviour management sort of side of it, and also to smell nice. But yeah, so that was my passion. But look, being a Gemini, I'm kind of like the jack of all trades and master of none kind of thing. I've got many interests and done many jobs, but I also was a gardener for many years. I used to run my own gardening round. Yep.
So much I didn't know.
JC's Gardening Care.
JC's Gardening Care.
Yeah, I did that for about, I think in between disability jobs or while I was still working disability.
Earth.
Yeah, I love it. That's why
And
I think
creation.
our plants became
Live.
so much love to our house.
Yes.
So yeah, I used to manage people's gardens as well, but I used to work in a music shop. I used to help in my dad's business in carpet laying for a couple of years. That was really soul destroying, and I got out of that very quickly. And then I also did a lot of singing and music for many years as well, like solo performing at weddings and sort of funerals and gatherings and things like that. So,
That's that harmonics.
Mm.
Harmonics. I think that's what I feel from John, just from the tone of his voice. He's just got this voice that resonates. Really, and I don't know how long we've gone. We've gone 11 minutes. It's probably long enough, but we could go on to harmonics and the vibration of things. Anyway, so yeah, I've lost my train of thought now, because the vibration of things, that's what I felt when I first heard his words about the oils, you know, and I knew something was coming through, and it took me a while to trust myself with marrying the things that were being introduced to me together. And the last couple of years, to be honest, I went into a lot of fear, didn't I, John? A couple of years ago, because I wasn't ready for what was coming around me, and then now I'm ready. Now I'm ready, and it's, you know, that pain. I believe that God, or whatever you believe that is the source of all things, love is a beautiful name to give it, because it starts with self-love. There's a lot of pain before we hit that. We get there, or we hit the pain, and then we just kind of fall gently.
Absolutely.
And there's this gentle space that comes. You know, again, I meet a lot of people in my work and just in conversations with the craft groups that I do now. We do crochet groups on a Wednesday morning here, where people, they're really hurting. You know, they're really hurting, and they have a belief that they have to, I don't know, feel the pain and do it anyway or something. You know, but there's always that underlying feeling of, shall I dare to do something else? Shall I dare to do something else? And I'm saying dare to do it. Dare to do it, and know that you'll be supported. I know these are cliches, and we read them in the books, but when you step into yourself,
totally,
truly yourself, love yourself, and start really being with yourself and listening to your breath, you are supported. You're so supported. You're
Absolutely.
never ever alone, and never alone by others or that feeling.
Whatever phase you're in. I mean, I read an article a little while ago. I actually kept seeing butterflies around. It was like, I was feeling, this was actually when I was back in Italy. It was just like, come on, what's going on? I need a sign. Come on, universe. Come on, God. You know, what is it that I'm meant to be seeing in this moment? Because we had a lot of resistance, like emotional, financial, everything. But, you know, 2019 seemed to be that for nearly every single person I speak
right
to.
before
It was
2020.
it was the tower, the bringing down, you know.
Yeah.
So I kept seeing butterflies. So I looked up the meaning of butterfly, and I knew this, but it was just that another gentle reminder from the universe. But it was like, it sort of hit me saying, what phase of the butterfly are you in? You know, are you in the chrysalis? And identifying where you are is really important to go, well, okay, I need to just go within and just know that it will all be okay and I will emerge. Or am I now the butterfly? Do I trust to fly? You know, it's that analogy, and it was just like, okay, stop trying to control it all and just allow it to be, identify where you are, and then go from there. But I thought that was
that's
just,
good.
that was
That's
a beautiful
very
analogy.
good. Yeah, that chrysalis, because
Where you are in that phase.
because you can be in a cocoon. I had something, an awareness of isolation versus solitude.
Yeah.
Just a couple of days ago, and I haven't written about it, but I realised, I thought, because I can tend to isolate, and in
I think we all can.
yeah,
It's our
isolate.
tendency.
And you know what else I saw? Because words are powerful, right? The way words are written and the meaning, the meaning in words. Because isolate means to go away with my soul, and soul is first, and then I. So isn't that interesting?
It's beautiful. Yeah,
It's
I
kind
like
of
that too.
isolate, so I take my soul, I first before soul.
Yes.
And then solitude is soul first, which is the wings. I mean, this is what we're learning. I turned 60 last year, and I'm still, but thank God, I feel different now.
Good.
So I've moved through, and my little gnomes have helped me, and we're going to finish soon because we could go on forever.
Yeah.
And I'm interviewing another friend next week, so I'm going to try and do this each week.
This is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be your first.
Oh, good. I think it's all meant to be, and I didn't overthink it. Didn't know what we were going to talk about. Had no idea what we'd talk about.
Go with the flow, you know.
Pro. Oh, look, you know what we're doing too at Crochet? We started singing the other day, and I didn't know whether this would come up. No, we're not going to sing a song, John, but we might.
Why, Vanessa always puts me on the spot.
Oh, really?
Sing!
No, but it came out. We started and we ended up singing that old Irish song, a long time ago when the earth was green.
Ah, yes.
Because we were all trying to remember the words. The unicorn song, it's called.
Is it called the unicorn song?
It's called the unicorn song.
I knew the song, I didn't know it was called that.
My little gnomes that I made over Christmas, just the traditional colours, I was like, oh, this is fun. I like, I was crocheting because I've done blankets and everything. This has been part of my healing for the last couple of years, just isolating, but cocooning, ready to
birth them. Birth you.
Yeah, ready to transform.
Yes.
Transform, yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I just want to say something real quick about this, is that, I heard someone, I think it was Peter Jane, say this a few years ago. doTERRA is such a forgiving business. It's like nothing else. You can start all over anytime you want. I mean, like I said, last year for us was quite a challenging year. Physically, financially, emotionally, everything was so challenging. And it's like you can pick up wherever you've left off. It's like there just doesn't seem to be that pressure to perform and to do this and to do this and to do this. You can just literally go at your own pace.
Be yourself.
And it's at the end of the day, with us, it's our business with what we do and how we present and how we roll with it. And I love that that's it. You can go within and process stuff that you need to process and then still come through, and it's still all there. That's the beauty of it. I think it's a beautiful gift.
It is still all there. It's always
It's a beautiful
still all
gift.
there.
Yeah.
I've got an ad coming.
This is your ad break.
That's the ad break. Can you hear the ad break? We had a little bit of gentle music playing. Okay, I think we've gone long enough. You've probably all tuned out by now. But
those dedicated ones will watch till the end.
Yeah, so I think we'll end now, and thank you all. And look, what I wanted to do, though, was to invite people to my picnic. I think I'm having a picnic, a very special picnic.
We'll do another short video just on the picnic.
We'll do another short video just on the picnic.
Like under 2 minutes.
Under 2 minutes.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everyone.
John. Thanks, John.
Welcome, Dom.
See ya.
Got you.